Why do many individuals fall short of living into their late 80s and beyond? The answer often lies in 5 common yet critical errors that older adults make daily, often without recognizing the impact these actions have on their health and longevity. If you are past the age of 60, how you begin your mornings could be silently subtracting time from your life. Every small choice and established routine holds more significance than most people appreciate. Many seniors unintentionally adhere to patterns that gradually diminish physical strength, reduce mental sharpness, and ultimately limit their remaining years. But here's the reality. A long, vibrant life is less about chance or inherited genes, and more about the deliberate actions you take each day. In this presentation, we will expose 5 everyday missteps that silently accelerate the aging process and detail practical adjustments that can help you achieve unprecedented vitality, strength, and well-being. The final mistake we cover is guaranteed to shock almost everyone. Today, you will learn about 5 routine errors that secretly speed up aging and drain your energy, robustness, and overall lifespan. These aren't complicated medical puzzles. They are simple, ingrained behaviors that many people over 60 practice, often believing them to be neutral or even beneficial. However, over time, these habits silently erode energy reserves, stress the cardiovascular system, and cause the body to decline prematurely. We will systematically analyze each mistake, teaching you how to spot the early warning signs before they escalate into serious health issues. Furthermore, we'll provide straightforward, evidence-based modifications that promise to add years of active, fulfilling living to your future. Every piece of advice is actionable, simple to implement, and proven to make a real difference, regardless of your current health status or age. This entire discussion is less about inspiring worry and more about empowerment. Once you grasp the genuine factors influencing your longevity, you gain the power to manage them. Make sure to stay through to the end, as the 5th habit is the most surprising and offers the biggest opportunity for positive change. It is a topic rarely discussed, yet it holds the key to determining whether your coming decades will be characterized by lasting freedom and vigor, or by frailty and regret. Mistake number 1, the morning routine. Killer one of the most damaging habits that shortens life expectancy among older adults begins the moment the day starts. A slow, inactive morning routine. Many people over 60 believe they're taking it easy, but what often happens is that the body stays still for too long after waking. This might look harmless, sitting with a cup of tea or coffee for an hour, scrolling on a phone, or staying in bed to wake up slowly. But the truth is, those first 30 to 60 minutes after waking set the tone for your circulation, metabolism, and energy throughout the entire day. When you wake up, your heart rate, blood pressure, and blood flow begin adjusting from rest to movement. Staying sedentary too long during this period can cause blood pooling in the legs, stiffness in the joints, and sluggish oxygen flow to the brain, all of which are linked to fatigue, slower thinking, and, over time, a higher risk of cardiovascular issues. In short, what feels like a calm morning may actually be the start of your body's gradual decline. Research shows that light movement within the first 10 to 15 minutes of waking, even gentle stretching, walking to the kitchen or taking a few deep breaths by an open window, helps jumpstart your metabolism, stabilize blood sugar, and keep your muscles responsive, small. Consistent movement in the morning is like turning the ignition key for your body's engine. Without it, everything runs slower and wears down faster. Many older adults also make another hidden mistake during breakfast: skipping hydration. After hours of sleep, the body is mildly dehydrated, and dehydration alone can cause confusion, dizziness, and higher strain on the heart. Reaching for coffee first thing only worsens this because caffeine is a mild diuretic. The smarter choice: start your day with a glass of water before your first sip of coffee or tea. It's a tiny change that supports circulation, digestion, and energy, all essential for longevity. Another overlooked part of the morning routine is mental activation. The mind, like the body, needs stimulation early in the day to stay sharp. Instead of immediately turning on the TV or scrolling through news feeds filled with negativity, try focusing on something uplifting, gratitude journaling, calm breathing, or a short walk outside. Studies suggest that positive mental focus in the morning helps regulate stress hormones, lowering cortisol levels that, when elevated, accelerate aging and weaken the immune system. So, the morning routine killer isn't one dramatic mistake. It's the combination of stillness, dehydration, and passive thinking that slowly trains the body and brain to operate below their potential. Over time, this can lead to stiffness, brain fog, and chronic fatigue that many dismiss as just getting older. But it doesn't have to be that way. Here's what you can do. When you wake up tomorrow, don't reach for your phone or TV remote. Instead, sit up, take 5 slow breaths, drink a glass of water, and do light stretches or walk around the house for a few minutes. This simple shift can reawaken your circulation, boost your alertness, and protect your heart health. Every minute you spend moving after waking is an investment in your future energy and mobility. The morning routine you choose can either shorten your life quietly or strengthen it steadily. And the difference lies in just a few mindful choices. Mistake number 2. The silent energy drain now. As we get older, our bodies naturally become a bit less efficient at producing and sustaining energy. But one of the biggest reasons many older adults feel tired, heavy, or just unmotivated each day isn't really aging itself. It's actually a hidden pattern that quietly depletes the body from the inside out. Long periods of sitting and mental passivity throughout the day. A lot of people spend hours in the same chair reading, watching television, or just resting after meals, believing they're conserving energy. But in truth, prolonged inactivity slows circulation, weakens muscles, and lowers oxygen flow to vital organs. This causes the body to use energy less effectively, leaving you feeling sluggish, foggy, and even emotionally drained. The paradox here is that the more you stay still, the more tired you become. Even though you think you're resting, the human body is designed for consistent, gentle motion. When that motion disappears, metabolism slows, and the systems responsible for energy production begin to shut down bit by bit. Over time, this leads to loss of muscle tone, poor posture, joint stiffness, and even changes in mood. Studies have shown that people who move regularly, even if it's just light walking or standing stretches, maintain better mental focus, digestion, and sleep quality than those who remain seated for most of the day. What makes this mistake so damaging is that it also affects emotional well-being. Sitting too long doesn't only weaken the body, it dulls the spirit. Physical stillness often leads to emotional stagnation. Without movement, your brain receives fewer endorphins, those feel-good hormones that promote motivation and happiness. Over time, this can create a cycle of low mood, loss of interest in hobbies, and that sense of being slowed down by age. But the truth is, it's not always age. It's inactivity disguised as rest. Even small, simple actions throughout the day can reverse this silent drain. Standing up and stretching every 30 minutes, walking during phone calls, or doing gentle leg lifts while sitting can stimulate circulation and awaken energy levels. Many older adults find that these micro-movements are enough to increase stamina, reduce body aches, and restore mental clarity. Movement doesn't have to mean intense workouts. It just means reminding the body it's still alive and capable. There's another source of the silent energy drain: inconsistent eating and hydration patterns. Skipping meals or relying heavily on processed foods robs the body of the steady fuel it needs to sustain vitality. Pair that with dehydration, which is a common issue among seniors, and fatigue becomes almost inevitable. The body simply cannot function optimally when it's undernourished or underhydrated. Starting the day with balanced meals, including protein, fiber, and water, supports consistent energy and helps prevent that late afternoon crash so many experience. It's also important to understand how mental habits contribute to this drain. Constant worrying, excessive news consumption, or negative self-talk consume mental energy just as physical inactivity drains physical strength. The mind and body really do mirror each other. When one slows down, the other tends to follow. Adopting moments of mental clarity, deep breathing, short meditation, or quiet reflection helps preserve emotional resilience and energy balance. The silent energy drain is dangerous because it happens so gradually. You don't notice it from one day to the next, but over months or years, it quietly reshapes how you feel and move. It's the difference between waking up eager to start the day and waking up just to get through it. Fortunately, awareness is the first step toward renewal. Rest doesn't mean stillness, and aging doesn't mean fatigue. By moving regularly, nourishing your body, and keeping your mind stimulated, you rebuild the foundation of lasting energy. This shift doesn't require major effort, only consistency and awareness. Your energy isn't lost. It's simply waiting to be reactivated through small daily actions that remind your body and mind how to thrive again. Mistake number 3. The comfort trap. One of the most subtle yet dangerous mistakes people make as they grow older is falling into what we might call the comfort trap. It starts innocently enough, sticking to the same routine, eating the same meals, watching the same shows, visiting the same places, and avoiding new challenges because, well, they just feel unnecessary or uncomfortable. Over time, this predictable cycle may feel safe, but it slowly trains the mind and body to settle, stop growing, and lose resilience. The comfort trap isn't about laziness. It's about a quiet surrender. After years of work, raising families, and facing life's pressures, many people simply want peace. And honestly, that's completely understandable. But when comfort becomes the main goal, it can transform into a slow decline. The brain thrives on novelty and challenge. When it no longer receives them, neural connections weaken. The body follows the same rule. When it's not tested or stretched, muscles shrink, balance weakens, and flexibility fades. Consider the story of a retired teacher who spent years enjoying quiet mornings, light chores, and long afternoons in front of the television. Her days felt peaceful, but gradually, she noticed her memory becoming less sharp, her movement slower, and her motivation shrinking. It wasn't illness that caused it. It was comfort. She had built a life so predictable that her mind and body simply stopped adapting. One day, she decided to join a local walking group. It felt awkward at first, being around strangers and adjusting to a schedule again, but within weeks, her energy and mood improved dramatically. The small change reignited her curiosity and gave her something to look forward to each day. This transformation wasn't about exercise alone. It was about breaking monotony. Every time we challenge ourselves, even in simple ways, we stimulate growth. It could be learning to play a new instrument, trying a new recipe, attending a class, or reconnecting with an old friend. The key is to do something that feels just a little uncomfortable at first, because discomfort is where vitality begins to return. Psychologists often refer to this as the use it or lose it principle. Our cognitive and physical abilities remain strong when we keep using them in new and demanding ways. When life becomes too easy or predictable, both mind and body start to decline, not from disease, but from a lack of stimulation. That's why many older adults who stay socially and mentally active often look and feel younger than their age. They continue to challenge themselves, not because they have to, but because they understand that growth equals life. Breaking the comfort trap doesn't require radical change. You don't need to climb mountains or learn new technology overnight. The smallest disruptions to routine can have lasting benefits, like taking a different route on your walk, starting a new hobby, or reading about a topic you've never explored. Even simple choices, like standing instead of sitting for a task, or cooking with unfamiliar ingredients, help the brain stay flexible and the body engaged. Another hidden part of the comfort trap is emotional avoidance. Many people retreat from social or physical challenges because of fear of judgment, failure, or embarrassment. Yet facing those fears in small, manageable steps builds confidence and keeps the spirit alive. It's not about perfection, it's about participation. The goal isn't to be fearless, it's to stay connected, curious, and willing to grow. The comfort trap promises safety, but in the long run, it takes away the very thing that makes life meaningful: progress. The opposite of aging isn't youth, it's growth. Every time you step beyond what feels familiar, you give your body and mind a reason to keep moving forward. Mistake number 4. The connection. Breakdown. One of the most overlooked threats to longevity isn't physical, it's emotional. After 60, many people gradually withdraw from social life without realizing the impact it has on their health. Friends move away, families get busy, daily routines shrink, and before you know it, isolation becomes the quiet norm. This is the connection breakdown. When meaningful interaction fades and loneliness takes its place, scientific studies consistently show that social isolation can be as harmful to health as smoking or obesity. It raises the risk of heart disease, cognitive decline, depression, and even early mortality. The human brain was built for connection. It thrives on interaction, shared emotion, and a sense of belonging. When that disappears, stress hormones like cortisol rise, while feel-good hormones such as oxytocin and serotonin drop. Over time, this imbalance accelerates aging, weakens the immune system, and diminishes the will to stay active and engaged. Emotional isolation often creeps in quietly. It might start with turning down social invitations, avoiding phone calls, or convincing yourself that others are too busy. But these small acts of withdrawal add up, creating a cycle of loneliness that's hard to escape. What's even more dangerous is that the brain starts to adapt to solitude. People begin to feel comfortable being alone, even when it's harming them. The longer this goes on, the harder it becomes to reconnect. The good news is that rebuilding connection doesn't require large social circles or constant activity. What truly matters is quality over quantity, having a few genuine relationships that bring meaning, laughter, and understanding. Regular conversations, even brief ones, stimulate mental health and emotional balance. Simple interactions, chatting with a neighbor, joining a local group, volunteering, or staying in touch with family, keep the heart and mind alive. There's also a deeper layer to connection, purpose. Many older adults feel disconnected not only from people, but from their sense of usefulness. When you stop feeling needed, life begins to feel smaller. Finding ways to contribute, whether by mentoring, sharing experiences, or supporting others, restores a sense of value. Purpose isn't about being busy, it's about knowing that your presence still matters. Technology can be a bridge or a barrier, depending on how it's used. While endless scrolling can worsen isolation, video calls, online learning, or community, forums can help maintain meaningful ties, especially when physical distance is an issue. What's essential is intention, using technology to connect, not to escape. Emotional connection also has profound effects on physical health. Laughter, shared experiences, and touch all stimulate the release of oxytocin, a hormone that lowers blood pressure, improves heart function, and reduces inflammation. These aren't just emotional benefits, they're biological shields that extend lifespan. People who nurture relationships are statistically more likely to live longer, recover faster from illness, and maintain cognitive sharpness into their later years. Breaking free from the connection breakdown requires vulnerability. Reaching out first, even when it feels awkward. A simple hello, a message to an old friend, or joining a community class can start the healing process. The key is consistency. Relationships grow through repeated, sincere effort, not grand gestures. If there's one truth to remember, it's that no one was meant to age alone. Companionship, empathy, and laughter are as vital to health as food and exercise. Staying connected is not a luxury. It's a lifeline that nourishes both body and soul. Mistake number 5, the I'll fix it later mentality. One of the most dangerous habits that shortens life expectancy after 60 isn't an illness or accident. It's procrastination. The quiet belief that I'll deal with it later may seem harmless in the moment, but over time it becomes a silent destroyer of health, mobility, and peace of mind. Whether it's postponing medical checkups, ignoring mild symptoms, putting off exercise, or delaying important lifestyle changes, this mindset allows small problems to grow into irreversible ones. Many older adults develop this habit without realizing it. Maybe a stiff knee appears, or occasional dizziness, or a lingering cough. Because it's not that bad, they wait. Days become weeks, and weeks turn into months. What's often forgotten is that the body at this stage no longer recovers as quickly as it once did. Early intervention is the greatest protector of health in later life, and delay is its greatest enemy. A checkup missed today can become a crisis tomorrow. This mindset extends beyond physical health. Emotional and mental well-being suffer the same fate when neglected. Avoiding stress management, deferring meaningful conversations, or postponing self-care all contribute to decline. The longer we avoid facing discomfort, the more power it gains over us. Procrastination gives time for habits of neglect to harden into lifestyle patterns, and once they do, reversing them takes far more effort than prevention ever would. The "I'll fix it later" mentality also shows up in movement. Many seniors know they should stretch, walk, or strengthen their muscles, but postpone it because they feel tired or unmotivated. The truth is, movement creates energy. Waiting for energy before moving ensures it never comes. Every day spent inactive makes it harder to regain strength. The muscles, joints, and bones that are not used regularly begin to deteriorate, reducing balance and independence. Eventually, the very freedom people hope to preserve by resting ends up being the first thing they lose. But this mistake can be corrected, and the fix is both simple and powerful. Take one small action, immediate. Action in the present moment interrupts the cycle of delay. Schedule the medical checkup today. Fill the water bottle right now. Take a 10-minute walk instead of waiting for the perfect time. These micro-decisions may seem small, but they carry enormous momentum. Consistent small actions rebuild confidence, restore discipline, and send a message to the mind and body that your well-being is a priority, not an afterthought. It's also essential to shift perspective. Instead of viewing health changes as burdens, see them as investments in your future independence. Every preventive test, balanced meal, or stretch you do today is a deposit toward the freedom to live life on your own terms. The goal isn't perfection, it's persistence. A few minutes of self-care each day can protect decades of quality living. Emotionally, this change requires honesty. Ask yourself, what have I been putting off? Facing that question might feel uncomfortable, but acknowledging it is the first step toward renewal. Fear of results, lack of motivation, or past regrets can all feed procrastination. Yet, action dissolves fear faster than anything else. The moment you begin, you reclaim control over your health and your story. Time is the one resource we can't buy back, and every decision delayed is a moment lost. The greatest regret many people express later in life isn't what they did. It's what they waited too long to do. The cure to procrastination isn't discipline alone. It's realizing your future depends on what you choose today. Imagine waking up feeling clear-headed, rested and strong. No more sluggish mornings, no more silent fatigue that follows you throughout the day. Your body moves with ease. Your mind feels lighter, and there's a quiet confidence in knowing you're in control of your health again. This is what happens when you stop making the 5 mistakes that silently shorten life after 60 when you replace harmful habits with mindful routines. Mornings become a time of renewal rather than fatigue. Energy returns because the body finally gets what it needs: movement, nourishment, and care. The fog of exhaustion lifts, and decision-making becomes easier. You stop surviving the day and start living it. Socially, reconnecting with others adds a layer of vitality that no supplement can replace. Conversations feel meaningful again, laughter becomes more frequent, and loneliness fades into belonging. Emotionally, this shift creates a ripple effect: better mood, reduced stress, and even improved immunity. The heart beats stronger when it's not burdened by regret, disconnection, or delay. Most importantly, you regain freedom, the freedom to move without pain, to travel without fear, and to enjoy every small moment without the constant worry of what if. The difference between a life that declines too soon and one that thrives past 80 isn't luck or genetics. It's consistency in small, wise choices made daily. Longevity isn't found in secrets or shortcuts. It's built in the quiet discipline of caring for yourself today, not someday. Because every small act of awareness, every walk, every healthy meal, every conversation adds up to more years, more joy, and a legacy of strength worth passing on. It's crucial to understand this. It is never too late to take control of your narrative. Regardless of your age or the choices you've made in the past, the next decision you make has the power to forge a longer, more vigorous, and deeply meaningful life. The real energy for change isn't measured by the years behind you, but by the commitments you make right now. Every single healthy habit, every intentional connection, and every act of self-care proves that your well-being remains a priority and that your most fulfilling years are still within reach. Remember this fundamental truth. Aging is not a mandate for decline. Instead, view it as a profound opportunity to live with greater intention, freedom, and wisdom than you ever have before. Start today. Your future self will be profoundly grateful that you chose not to postpone this important change for even one more day. If this video has inspired you or provided a new perspective, please take a moment to hit the like button and share it with a loved one. A single, simple message holds the potential to add years to their life, too. Your support allows these essential health insights to reach a wider audience, and be sure not to miss what's coming next. We are preparing to unveil 7 unexpected habits that contribute to living well past the age of 90, we guarantee. The findings will surprise you. Tap subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next step on your journey toward a longer, healthier, and happier life.